Happy New Year to everybody. Well, it's already the 7th of January, so it's a little bit further into the new year than I wanted to do for my first video. However, we're here and we're going to do what we're going to do. So, what's going on today? Well, I'm back in the workshop. It's been mightily bitter and cold over the last few weeks, especially over the last few days here in the UK. I'm sporting my Norway hat. So I've decided after a lot of deliberation to purchase with my own money one of these. Yep, it's a diesel heater. I'm not going to bother you with the unboxing. The boxing's down there, but I will tell you where I got it from. I didn't get it from China. I bought it from Amazon. And there is a reason for that. There was a couple of discount codes, and for the life of me, I've forgotten who I got it from, but I will tag him in the video somewhere along the line. I didn't go to China for it, even though they're the same ones that are on the Banggood website. I wasn't looking for any freebies from Banggood or from anybody, to be quite truthful. I want to do these things myself and purchase them for myself. But I did reach out to Banggood to ask them for some advice on how to put videos online for them and what to say and what not to say, etc., even though these items would be purchased by myself. But they point blankly came back and refused to offer any help. So, well, there you go. So I've bought a load of bits from Banggood. Will I be buying from them again? If there's some things that come up online, then for sure I will do. But I was a little bit disappointed, actually, to be quite truthful. However, we move on. So this is what I'm going to install today. It's already out of the box. I've already tested it, and within seconds this thing comes to life, and it is superb. But once I've got it installed where it's all going to be, I'll talk you through the processes. There are lots of videos online regarding this one, and this one is the 8 kilowatt diesel heater, 6 litre Toolbox 2S Plus. This means it's got a separate remote control, which I've got in the box down here. Hold on a sec. I haven't tried the remote control yet. Let me just bring it back up here, these bags of bits. But safe to say I've run it on the bench outside, and within, I would say, probably 3 minutes from filling the fuel up, well, actually from taking it out of the box to connecting all the bits on so I could use it. Probably took about 10 minutes, I suppose, to connect the 3 or 4 pipes on, put some diesel in, turn it on and go for it. So however, this is the extra remote control you get with it, which has got a built-in CO2 sensor. I'm going to get myself another one because I think it's better to be safe than sorry, and we'll go from there. Now, this is going to be mounted inside my workshop. I'm not going to put it outside, but before you'll jump to it, the exhaust will go outside. This is the heater hose that comes inside the room, and the inlet is here. Now, this is a dusty workshop, so what I'm going to do, and this is where it's going to go, I'm going to drill 2 holes, a 4-inch hole, a 100mm hole for the air intake, and then probably maybe 40mm, maybe even 50mm to take the exhaust. Anyway, watch this space. I'm going to probably show a few videos of me drilling some holes through the wall. I'm going to mount a little box down here, a little shelf so I can get it off the ground and be a bit easier to fill it with diesel, which is on there. But at the moment, I'm well pleased about it. So I shall see you in a little while. Okay, first job, make a little stand for this jobby to sit on. So we can get it off the floor, makes it a little bit easier to fill up with diesel. So I'm resting my old legs. So I've got some 3/4 ply or 18mm in the old money, or even new money, and then rip it down on the old table saw, screw it together, mount it in there, and then we can get an idea where we can take the inlet. So this is the inlet side. This is the breather, which is going to stay in here. core the holes through, which is not going to be too tough for sure. Let's get the camera down there. Looks all right. Good old knee pad, which is really good. Take two. Okay, so we started the hole off. This is where we're going to take it through for the outside. This is for the exhaust pipe. And yeah, we'll go from there. Schoolboy error. Always measure twice, cut once, or in this case, measure twice, 3 times, and drill once. Not measure once and drill 3 times. What I stupidly didn't do was to consider this thickness of the wall. So I just measured from there across. As you can see, I thought about it literally just into the cut, and I thought that ain't going to work because we've got an electric box on this side. So, slight change of plan. I've already drilled through now. The exhaust is going to go this side, which I've already drilled the hole right the way through. And then what we're going to do is, because this is the heat duct out, exhaust goes out there, this is where the heat comes back into the room. This is the breather pipe, which can stay in here. It's got a filter on it. This extraction here is where this sucks the air in. Now my workshop's going to be too dusty and I don't want to put a mesh on it. So what I'm going to do is drill a 4-inch hole through the wall, connect on some flexi duct and take it around the back and go through there. Which, I've run out of battery because the little drill's doing well. I've already, let's just take this off. There's the exhaust, which has still got to be fixed on. I'm going to probably get a 90-degree bend and take it this way. And then there's the hole, which I've run out of battery. And as you can see, I should take it through there. Fingers crossed. And then we can get it all fixed and ready. And then tomorrow, when I get the other bits, excuse me, it will all be working. So hopefully that makes sense to you. But school error, measure twice, cut once, or in this case, measure twice, drill once. Morning all. What's the time? Actually, it's afternoon. It's a couple of days after I started the installation process of the new diesel heater. I made a couple of mistakes with the electric heater. I quoted that as a 3 kilowatt. I think I've changed it on some of the previous video, etc. It's actually 1.6 kilowatts per hour. However, I've got it on a meter here currently, so let me just turn it around if I can get the wattage up. So that's what it's drawing at the moment, 1,670 watts, 1.6 kilowatts. I've actually got, it's been on for about 2 or 3 minutes and it's already 4 or 5 pence. So you keep working it out over the hour. Sorry, I'm going to cut this into the video that I've just done because I forgot to say how many watts the diesel heater pulls. And that's a picture I took and it says 39.1 watts versus that one that's still running at 1,650. All right, so there's a massive difference in power draw between the two items. Sorry about that, forgot to add it into the video. In the workshop, it's an expensive toy. Okay, so let's recap on what I did. I bought the Hcalory diesel air heater myself with my own money, as I think I said in the other videos. I've drilled 2 holes. I've drilled a 100-meter hole through the wall to take the air inlet, and I've drilled a 30-40 millimeter hole to take the exhaust out. So there's no exhaust or inlet hoses actually inside the workshop. The reason I did that is because of dust. It is a dusty workshop, even though I've got extraction everywhere. There's going to be a bit of dust build up when I start using these power tools, etc. So I can control by keeping the top box clean. I could put something over it. Maybe somebody will tell me what to do. But at the moment, it's running. I'm going to turn it around in a minute to show you what I've done. and then just show you roughly what I've done, etc., to make it easier. Then I'll just talk about the heater. I mean, I'm not going to go into depth as to what it does and what it doesn't do. I think there's enough videos out there, and I just want to tell you what I've done and how I've done it to make my workshop a bit warmer, instead of paying out masses of money on electricity, which we all know, especially here in the UK, is a ridiculous price at the moment, and I think this makes more sense. Time will tell. It's obviously going to, for cost of diesel, etc., but this thing says it lasts for 50 hours, and yeah, it's brilliant. So let's just turn the camera around and show you what I've done. Okay, so as I said on the previous one, I've mounted it on a small plinth. That's the heat out. I haven't bought my temperature gauge, but it's got a remote control, and I don't think I can zoom in enough. So currently it's only just turned on. The top reading, I don't know if you can see it, is the CO2, and it's 6 parts per million, or I forget. So currently the temperature is getting warmer. It's 21 degrees in here, and well, 21 degrees just above it's not 21 degrees in here, I can tell you that. But I think it's about 10 or 11, and when I came in it was 6. So it's already doing its thing. I've got no insulation on the ceiling, so for sure I could do something with that, but that's a huge expense. So if we look over here, the black hose is the air inlet from outside, and this is an extension. Now I bought an extension for the exhaust because it's on that end and it's opposite to the air intake. And what I've done is I've wrapped it in some exhaust tape. I just want to keep the heat down off the bricks, which I'm sure it wouldn't have done anything, so maybe that's a bit overkill. But it obviously stops the heat, but in here actually on the pipe. So if I come outside, I open my door, the exhaust has got to be clipped up, so I'm going to drill it up onto there. That's what that little hole's for there. And there's the mess I've done. This is double brick thickness, so I'll cut a picture into it to show you the hole, what I did. But that's the 4-inch inlet taken in. And it's actually quite good sucking. So the exhaust is away, the exhaust point's away. There's going to be no crossover here whatsoever, and it pumps out quite well. It's no smoke, no noise. But that was the thickness of wall that I miscalculated at the beginning, and that wall is double skin thickness. So, am I pleased with it is probably the biggest question. Now, it's personal opinion. I paid £124 for it. It was advertised for 150 or 140 something, and there was a 15% discount code with Amazon, which I didn't think was going to work, but it did work. I've mentioned I didn't buy it from China. Probable reason is I could send it back quite quickly from Amazon if there was a problem. Sometimes I'm a bit worried about the big ticket items, although I have bought some big ticket items from Banggood. I am uber pleased with it. It was easy to install, easy to prime. The instructions are simple. They're pretty big instructions, by the way, multi-languages, etc. But there's a separate instruction for the remote control, which is really, really good. And I think the remote control is the plus version. You can get one without it. It's got this little remote control. It's just, sorry, my screen's decided to disappear. I want to see you. Yeah, so the remote control is exceptional. It also has the control clock that goes here. So I've extended the cables, I'll clip them up, which is there. And also, it's got an app. So let me just control into the app, and then I can turn it on. It's already connected, and that's the app, Bluetooth to the machine. So side by side, I don't know if it's going to get them both in there. Obviously, you know what it's going to do. I'm going to put it's on the high powered 10 at the moment. I'm pumping out some serious heat. So if I just turn that down to 9, there's a bit of delay, but then it's turned down to there. So I can control that quite happily. And I think that's better than the remote control. And it's free, and it works. And I can do all the major settings from it. So just to recap, I didn't put the machine outside, I put it inside. I didn't want to bother with getting plastic covers for anything like that. I can also take it away. I've got a caravan. I can also take it away and heat different things in there. The air inlet down here is a 4-inch hose, 100-metre hose, and I've just duct taped it to here because it's got an opening, and this duct tape is pretty good. This doesn't get hot. This is freezing cold. There's no temperature increase on that whatsoever, so there's no danger here. That's the breather hose, which I've kept inside. There's the power. The exhaust out is that end. It's a shame that they're both the separate ends, but I guess that's the way it's built. I'm standing in front of the air out, and this is bloody toasty. It's gorgeous. So overall, massive thumbs up. Wherever you get it from, I don't think you'll be disappointed. There's no fumes in here whatsoever. The CO2 monitor is working brilliantly. I'm, as probably you can guess, over the moon. So I can now get rid of this little thing, which is pumping out 1.6 kilowatts per hour. Yeah, and stick with a diesel heater. Anyway, if there's any comments about what I've done, please be nice. Please put them on there. It'd be really good to see. And if you like the video, as per usual, give us a thumbs up. That's what everybody says these days. I'm not too sure what it does because I'm still relatively new at this stuff. Hopefully you can make some lovely dust in your workshop and get on with that. So just briefly, if you saw my video and my other intro to the workshop, what I've done is moved a whole load of stuff from here. This is my sharpening station. There's my Dewalt table saw, drill press, a little unit there with all my drills. I've got to organise this a bit. There's a bit of my junk, a bit areas here. And then there's my bandsaw and my lathe, which I love, which I'm currently turning a nice, I'm going to make that into a pestle and mortar. So I've already turned the outside, which is looking lovely. So that I didn't do a video on that because I didn't want to do a video on that. And there you go. Anyway, guys and girls, have a great day. Happy New Year again. And let's be safe and happy and smiley out there. See you soon.